Let's just start here. Here are some of the problems I have with white nationalists. Not just white nationalists, just not neo-Nazis, not just Ku Klux Klan, not just the extreme right of America, but even the mainstream of white America. What I don't understand is that how can affirmative action be perceived as the general trend in America without any statistical proof? Yes, people who claim this can point out a few instances, but they cannot show a general trend. And that general trend would be proven by employment testing, where two equally qualified black and white applicants go into random job circles, whether it be white collar, whether it be blue collar, whether it be academic. And it would be reflected in blacks getting, equally qualified blacks getting preferred over equally qualified whites. That is simply not the case. The general trend is equally qualified whites get preferred over blacks 2-to-1. Now, I do understand that the fire department, there are some accusations, some quote-unquote accusations that the fire department practices reverse discrimination, some areas, but police department in some areas practice reverse discrimination, and the most popular one is that it is in colleges. Even that, if that was the case, even if there was reverse discrimination in college, does that prove that there's a general trend to select black, equally qualified black applicants or less qualified black applicants in most occupations across the United States? I have not seen one study that shows that equally qualified black applicants are preferred at a higher rate. Many of the white critics and some of the black critics point out isolated instances. They point out, oh, well, the police department has quotas, so therefore it's reverse discrimination. That is not enough proof for reverse discrimination. Just because a police department has goals to try to attempt to meet certain numbers of minorities does not prove reverse discrimination. Secondly, even if it does prove reverse discrimination, many whites, especially white nationalists in our race debate, cannot give us a concrete number of the amount of whites who are severely affected by this reverse discrimination. So I don't understand what's the hysteria. I don't understand how someone can just assume that in general affirmative action's everywhere. And I find it funny that the same whites that are not necessarily neo-Nazis, when presented with studies that show blacks being less favored over whites, they don't believe it. So can someone help me out here? Where's the proof that reverse discrimination is the general trend in America? Because if it was a general trend in America, therefore you could be able to conclude that blacks have black privilege. Many white nationalists think that blacks are black. There's no such thing as white privilege. There's black privilege. Blacks are privileged. Again, they mentioned isolated instances. The federal government is not where most jobs are. It's located. Most jobs are not in the police department. Most jobs are not in the fire department. So therefore, the assumption that because you perceive reverse discrimination in those areas, that this is the general trend of black privilege is absurd. Again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I believe in reverse discrimination because I want to revenge traditional discrimination that's at present and of the past. But what I am here to tell you is that you cannot equate on any level the same reverse discrimination to be equal to traditional black and sometimes black on black discrimination in America. I just I don't understand where you come up with these ideas. How do you simply discount studies that say prove it otherwise, and you believe just because it's affirmative action and because they have goals and timetables, you can prove that this adversely affects white America? That's all I have to say. Have a nice day.